Hello, welcome to the morning edition of MBC News, and you are with me, Evelis Chingambe. Coming up this morning.
30 out of 110 metric tons of fertilizer under the 2025-2026 Farm Input Subsidy Program FISIP is in the country. Government returns the issuance of diplomatic passports to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation. And fears intensify over vandalism of some cemeteries in Blantyre.
Thank you for joining us. Now the news in detail. The Ministry of Agriculture, Irrigation and Water Development has assured Malawians that farm imports for the 2025-2026 Farm Input Subsidy Program FISIP are readily available, with about 30 out of 110 metric tons of fertilizer already in the country. Minister responsible, Rosa Mbelizi, made the remarks during the official launch of the program in Nkhani. Margaret Mapando has more.
The Minister of Agriculture, Irrigation and Water Development, Rosa Mbelizi, has expressed government commitment towards food security through different interventions like Farm Input Subsidy Program, FISIP. Speaking during the launch of the FISIP program in Nkhani, the minister highlighted that fertilizer under the program is being sourced locally and from Zambia and is expected to benefit 1.1 million households nationwide. The minister has since warned against those with wrongful intentions aimed to cheat farmers, saying government will take action.
You know what was happening in the past, like in the past 5 years? Not all beneficiaries were receiving their fertilizer. Sometimes you would find somebody who would come and say, I will take this fertilizer for you, I'll go and distribute it. And then fertilizer was being sold in agro dealers, and sometimes they would scan the ID for the beneficiary and then they tell them that the network is not working, you put it here, somebody will bring it over to you, and they never got the fertilizer. So this time we are warning that that is not what is happening. Whoever is the beneficiary will come, they'll scan their ID, and then they'll get their fertilizer. As long as they have their ID, they should get their fertilizer.
Managing Director of Kumalawi Limited, Boyd Luwe, says they have partnered with government to ensure that farmers afford improved seed varieties. Additionally, Luwe commended the program, saying it supports food security interventions in the country.
But the minister made a special call to us as seed producers to reduce our prices. So we've considered that request from the minister, and different companies have applied different discounts. But the overall underlying message is that seed companies are working hand in hand with government to make sure that farmers are able to afford these improved varieties.
Senior Chief Mavwere of Nkhani District expressed gratitude to the government for the timely gesture. He has urged people in his area to make sure that they buy and use the farm inputs for the intended purposes.
Inengati mfumu ndipanga kalondolondo kwa anthu amene asankhidwa kuti fertilizer ujagwisa ntchito moyenera kuti ndione kuti zinthuzi zagwira ntchito nene kupanga kalondolondo singangokhala ya.
Beneficiaries under the program will be buying fertilizer at 10,000 kwacha, a drop from the previous 15,000 kwacha. Margaret Mabando, MBC News, Nkhani.
Government has realized 247 billion kwacha of the targeted 387 billion kwacha for the lean season food insecurity response program. Minister of Finance Joseph Manamveka said this as he received a 400 million kwacha check from Nico Group to support the procurement of food for vulnerable households. Manamveka has since expressed optimism that government will beat the 387 billion kwacha target as more partners continue to contribute. We have a report.
The coming in of Nico Group with the 400 million kwacha package towards the lean season food insecurity response program has boosted efforts towards ending hunger among vulnerable households. Nico Group Board Chairperson Elias Ngalande has since pledged to continue supporting government efforts in ensuring that Malawians are fully supported for a productive and resilient economy.
NBS Bank actually has a number of programs that it supports and projects that it supports. Among them are some that would enhance food security. So In terms of saying how do we plan, we already have an institution that actually supports food security in this country, and that's NBS Bank.
And Minister of Finance Joseph Mwanamveka has commended Nico Group's efforts towards food insecure households. Mwanamveka also called on other partners to come forward and support the cause.
What we are seeing today is just not a donation. It is also a confirmation that as Malawians we can work together, government, the private sector, NGOs, we can work together for us to achieve our priorities as a nation. Because one of the issues that as a nation that we need to address is poverty and hunger. Because they keep on recurring. I think we need to work together.
After President Professor Arthur Peter Mutharika announced a state of nation disaster on 25 October last month, various partners, including the World Bank, development partners, as well as private sector players, have come in to support the cause. Trust Office, MBC News, Lilongwe.
The government of Japan has reaffirmed its commitment towards supporting Malawi's agricultural sector. This follows the handover of farm inputs to 3,000 farming households in Chihuahua. More in this report by Alufisha Fisher, being read by Rapson Kondoe.
Speaking during the ceremony, Japanese ambassador to Malawi, Yoichi Oya, said Japan will continue helping Malawi strengthen food security and resilience in farming communities by, among other things, providing farm inputs to farmers across the country.
This country facing the food shortage even this year. According to the figures by the WFP, I heard that the 400 millions are facing the severe food shortage. So Japanese government, consulting with the FAO, decided to implement our support to this area. On top of this, Japan will support Malawi steadfastly from now on.
In her remarks, Food and Agriculture Organization representative Yvonne Mangisa said the organization remains committed to supporting districts that continue to face hunger as a result of last season's dry spells.
We believe that with whatever they've received, they'll be able to produce more and change the situation that they've been having in the past years. It is always in our interest to make sure that the whole government of Malawi is supported, and efforts are always put in place to make sure that we access more resources to reach out to places that haven't been reached yet. With the declaration of the state of disaster that the president has actually made, as an organization that is interested in food and agriculture issues in the country, we're also trying to see how best we can contribute to addressing this issue.
The donation, valued at 875 million kwacha, includes maize seed, fertilizer, and legume seed. The assistance has been made possible through collaboration between the government of Japan and the Food and Agriculture Organization.
The Japanese government, through the United Nations World Food Programme, WFP, has handed over a state-of-the-art liquid chromatograph mass spectrometer to the Malawi Bureau of Standards, MBS. The equipment is expected to bolster Malawi's food safety systems and enable the country to meet international standards. Chisomo Break reports.
The equipment is used to detect pesticide residues in agricultural produce, including sesame, and will boost MBS ability to ensure compliance with international food safety standards. Speaking during the handover ceremony in Blantyre, Japanese ambassador to Malawi Yoichi Oya says the equipment will enhance national capacity in food safety as well as attract more investments and enhance exports of crops grown in Malawi and beyond Africa.
Capacity which is built in this institution, MBS, and strong backup, strong certified materials will be the very strong potential for the exportation for this country. So not only Japan, but so many countries all over the world will accept all the produce of this country in the future.
World Food Programme provided technical support for the procurement of the equipment and training of MBS personnel. Its country director, Yong John Lim, states that agricultural produce from Malawian farmers would not be sidelined at the export market, thereby empowering the farmers economically.
We really want, smallholder farmer make income generation, and then they become self-sustained, and then they have enough food, they have enough income for their family to feed themselves. So that's the most important thing, and then it's helping the Malawian economy and opening new market for export. So that's why we are hoping.
Deputy Director General for the Malawi Bureau of Standards, Thomas Sungan Malunje, says the equipment will ensure that food consumed locally and exported abroad is safe, of high quality, and compliant with international standards.
The exporters, the destination markets have requirements that they want their product to be in a particular state. Now, the test which we have in country is that instead of the exporters sending the samples outside of the country, the tests are going to be done right here in Malawi. This will save on both time and costs. So meaning that it will be more efficient, it will be cheaper for the exporters to do this test, which at the moment they were doing outside of the country.
Both the acquisition of the equipment and technical training for the personnel have cost 2 billion kwacha. Chisomo Break, MBC News, Blantyre.
Government has returned the issuance of diplomatic passports to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation. A statement issued by Chief Secretary to the government, Justin Saidi, says all applications, requests and inquiries relating to the issuance of the diplomatic passports will therefore be directed to the Secretary for Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation. Following the decision, government has since directed the Department of Immigration and Citizenship Services to undertake a verification exercise for all diplomatic passports issued between June 2020 to October 2025. The statement justifies that the exercise is aimed at ensuring diplomatic passports are in the hands of eligible holders. The Minister of Transport and Public Works has revealed that government has taken a key policy direction to shift the haulage of bulk cargo from road to rail and inland waterways. Minister responsible, Feston Kauba, says the move is aimed at preserving the lifespan of the country's road network. Kauba made the disclosure in Parliament when presenting a statement on accelerating transport and public works development in Malawi. Our reporter, Chinsisi Moyo, reports.
Speaking in Parliament on Wednesday, Minister of Transport and Public Works, Feston Kaupa, outlined key policies the government is implementing to improve the transport sector. He disclosed that the government will continue rehabilitating the railway network to make it easy and more efficient to transport cargo from other countries.
Our roads are already, most of them are already dilapidated, so I'd like to move back cargo from the roads, and we should be moving our cargo, the back cargo, via rail as well as water transport. So because of that agenda, we have gone ahead to also develop plans and programs to rehabilitate the roads, and at the same time to also improve our inland water transport system as well as the railway system.
Kaupa also said the government plans to replace the aging vessel MV Ilala, describing it as a safety hazard that can no longer continue operating. He added that efforts are underway to identify development partners to support the vessel's replacement. The minister further said the government is committed to improving the aviation sector by modernizing infrastructure at the country's airports.
The changes or transformation that is happening in the aviation sector, for now, everybody acknowledges the fact that it's very expensive to fly from Malawi, particularly flying from Malawi to the popular destination of Johannesburg. And this is because we have one airline and just 3, as I mentioned in my statement, 3 aircrafts. But Malawi Airlines has committed itself to increase the fleet from 3 to 10. So if they increase the number of fleet, we expect that there will be an increase in the frequency of flights. Will also open up the aviation space to other operators.
The Minister of Transport has assured the public that the government remains committed to improving the country's transport sector. Chinsisi Moyo, MBC News, Parliament, Lilongwe.
You're watching MBC News and you are with me, Evelis Chingambe. A reminder of the top stories.
30 out of 110 metric tons of fertilizer under the 2025-2026 Farm Input Subsidy Program FISIP is in the country. Government returns the issuance of diplomatic passports to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation. And fears intensify over vandalism of some cemeteries in Blantyre.
Welcome back. Chief Resident Magistrate Paul Chiwocha has adjourned to 15 December this year the hearing of criminal charges against a Dutch national, Wim Axter, who is accused of sexually abusing beneficiaries of a secondary school bursary scheme at Timotheus Foundation. Charles Chindongo and Ruth Chinangwa have compiled this report.
When the court reconvened on Wednesday, the Dutch national, Wim Axter, notified the court that he is yet to find legal representation to replace lawyer Faustino Maire, who has recently been appointed the country's Director of Public Prosecutions DPP. Chief Resident Magistrate Chiwocha has since granted him his wish and gave him 30 days to allow him to find legal practitioners who can represent him. Commenting on the development, state lawyer Victor Jere backed the move, saying they will hand Axter a fair trial.
We're supposed to proceed with the hearing on the case. Essentially, on the part of the state, we had one more witness remaining. But unfortunately, with the turn of events, as you may be aware, the accused persons leave legal counsel. Counsel Maye has recently been appointed as the Director of Public Prosecutions. So by virtue of his new office, he cannot continue representing the accused person. There will be a conflict of interest.
Jere then disclosed that the state will parade one more witness in the case.
As you may recall, this case also went to the Constitutional Court at some point. So for the new lawyer to be comfortable in terms of knowing which way he's supposed to go with the case and everything, there's a lot of, I think, reading that has to happen. So in all fairness, I think the 30 days is not unreasonable at all.
The case has been in court for a while, and it has been attracting interest from a cross-section of stakeholders, including parents and child rights activists.
Still with the courts, Resident Magistrate Precious Kondowe of the Lilongwe Senior Resident Magistrates Court has granted bail to 8 suspects accused of disrupting peaceful demonstrations by civil servants at the Area 18 Memorial Tower in March this year. Magistrate Kondowe granted the suspects bail on a 200,000 kwacha bond each, with 2 new sureties different from those in their previous cases, each bonded at 2 million kwacha. The court has scheduled January 14 next year as the date for the commencement of the case hearing.
There are 3 accused persons. And in this particular case, there is only one who is answering that charge relating to parliament invasion or stuff. But the point I would like to make is that all the 8 accused persons are supposed to go out on bail, except the 3 who are here. But tonight they are not going out on bail because the magistrate court that granted the bail gave a direction that the police officers should visit the homes of the accused persons. And we have information from the police that they will be able to do that tomorrow morning, to visit the homes of all the accused persons tomorrow morning. We tried to reason with the police officers relating to the point that I made in the courtroom, that the condition that the police officers should visit the homes of the accused persons should not be abused. And we reasoned with them that holding on to the accused persons would amount to abuse of the condition that had been given by the court. But in their response, the police have indicated that their most senior member who is handling the investigations of this matter is in Blantyre on other matters, and he will be returning tonight to Lilongwe. So that is the reason for which they are saying that they will be able to visit the homes of the accused persons tomorrow morning.
The first group of companies that were enrolled in the Mzinga incubation program under the Malawi Stock Exchange has been certified ready for listing. MSCE introduced the Mzinga incubation program with the aim of strengthening small and medium enterprises and prepare them for participation in the capital markets. Waupi Maungulu with the details.
Implemented with support from the World Bank, funded a financial inclusion and entrepreneurship scaling project, the Mzinga Incubation Program offers a structured pathway for SMEs to become investment ready and eventually list on the Exchange Enterprise Development and Growth Market, known as AGEX. 6 participating enterprises received mentorship, technical assistance and training in key areas such as corporate governance, financial reporting and legal compliance over an 18-month period. Deputy Reserve Bank Governor Dr. Kisu Simwaka is hopeful that this will build well-structured bankable companies capable of attracting investors.
We are looking at issues of trying to raise the number of products that are traded on the Malawi Stock Exchange. For a large time, we started with trading in government securities. Then later on, we started seeing shares also being traded on the Malawi Stock Exchange. But now new products are coming up, and also we've also come up with digitalization of these products so that at least we can improve efficiency. But at the same time, we have also upgraded our regulatory framework as Reserve Bank. Board Chairperson of Malawi Stock Exchange, Professor James Kamachali, said that the program is quite versatile in that it integrates research, innovation and commercialization.
The Mzinga project program is quite very versatile. We are looking at how the small and medium entrepreneurs should be trained and upgraded. And during the training sessions, we also encourage them to be as versatile as possible, as practicable as possible, and they should be able to read the market.
One of the participants, Frederick John Kawalewale of Agro Input Suppliers, said that this program has equipped him with the knowledge and discipline required to meet investor expectations and prepare for listing. Some of the firms that have graduated include Combined Cargo, Agro Input Suppliers, Nagoa Finance, Westnet Finance, Unified Technologies and Ziweto Enterprise. For MBC News in Blantyre, this is Waupi Mongulu.
There are growing fears over vandalism of some cemeteries in Blantyre. Reports arrive that vandals are targeting iron bars and aluminium metals that are used in the construction of the tombstones. Sifat Msusa reports.
For the dead, resting in peace is not as easy as it sounds. Many of the departed are having their gravesites desecrated and vandalized by people who want to make a living out of the dead. At HHI Cemetery, for example, more than 10 tombstones have been vandalized. Well, that's according to Reverend James Nkwanda, botanical manager at the Blantyre Synod of the CCP, home to HHI Cemetery. According to Nkwanda, the vandals are extracting iron bars from the tombstones, which they allegedly sell to make a living. Nkwanda said in the past months, police arrested some of the vandals, adding that the Synod, working alongside the police, have instituted daylight and night patrols to the cemeteries.
This problem was serious in some time back, but this time, because we have involved the police, because after seeing the vandalism, we have been reporting the issue to the police, so they came and see what is happening. So most of the time they patrol. The police officers, they come and patrol the area. So no any vandalism this time. They are looking for the bagabas, only bagabas, only the bagabas.
In other cemeteries, there are also reported cases of vandalism. At Zingwangwa Cemetery, Group Village Headman Zingwangwa acknowledged the problem. He said communities around the area have mobilized themselves to protect the cemeteries from vandalism.
We had that case, that is maybe we can say almost 8 months or 6 months ago here. We had that situation that they vandalized 2 or 3 cemeteries, but we put a heavy security. Once we heard that they are vandalizing, they want to take aluminium and they press the steel press that they make the crosses. They took them and make holes. So we put a heavy security towards here with the boys and the villagers and the elders that we have to look for our cemetery. No one should just come here without any permission, and we should club in and go with him to the police.
The Blantyre City Council says it is aware of the development in the city's cemeteries, describing it as regrettable. Samden Seunda is the Director of Health and Social Services at the Council, and overseeing all city cemeteries is also among his responsibilities.
We are not spared in terms of vandalism. We are aware of that, and there's vandalism happening in many areas, including the cemeteries, and we are sad about it. As City Council, we've been monitoring the situation. I must report that through our enforcement agencies, we managed to capture some of the people who do that, and after being apprehended, I think they were taken to police. I'm going to follow how that ended, but it's a sad development because people would want to respect their relatives by maybe putting up those tombstones, and for people to continue vandalizing, I think it's just unfortunate that people decide to do it that way.
For city residents whose relatives are buried in the city cemeteries, such stories of vandalism are a big worry. Many of them spend a lot of money to make the resting place of their departed relatives as respectful and serene as possible in honor of their memory. But what is happening now is not the case, and one wonders whether the departed are indeed resting. Sifatim Susa, MBC News.
And that's it from our newsroom this morning. A recap of our top stories before we leave.
30 out of 110 metric tons of fertilizer under the 2025-2026 Farm Input Subsidy Program FISIP is in the country. Government returns the issuance of diplomatic passports to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation. And fears intensify over vandalism of some cemeteries in Blantyre.
For more news, visit our Facebook page, Embassy Digital. I am Evelyn Stingambe. Thanks for watching and good morning.